A pleasant day, everyone. So this is Teacher Purple from Mianay National High School, Division of Copies. I have made a video presentation about the first lesson in General Mathematics Chapter 1, Quarter 1, which is about functions as models. So this video presentation would surely be of great help to students who are taking up General Mathematics for the school year 2021-2022, and of course to those teachers who are handling general mathematics. I'm sure that this would be of great help also to you for your reference, for your students to know about this lesson. So this lesson under functions as models, the focus of this lesson is on how functions be represented in different ways. And of course, before we'll proceed to our lesson, let us have first a short review of lesson on your grade 8. Now, I want you to answer in 5 seconds this question. It is the set of first coordinates. And what is that? Here's the choices: range, domain, or abscissa. 5 seconds. Okay, time is up. It's the domain. Very good. Question number 2. It is the set of second coordinates. What is it? A range, domain, or abscissa? 5 seconds. Alright, what's the answer? Yes, you got it right. It's range. And the last one. Find the domain and range of the given ordered pairs. 1, -1, 2, -2, 0, 3, -1, 2, -2, -2, -2, 3, -1, 1. Alright, so please identify the domain. Of course, the domain are x values, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So domain are the x values 1, 2, 0, -1, -2, -2, and -1. So if you have noticed here, there are two x values, which is -2 and -1. So in writing here, you just only write it once and arrange it in ascending order or in your number line from left to right. And for the range, you will have -3, -2, -1, 1, 2, and 3. So these are the y values in your ordered pairs. You have here -1, -2, 3, 2, -2, 3, and 1. So in your y values, you have 2, 3 y values. But if you are going only to write it once in your set of y values under your range. So our lesson for this is about relation and function. So what is a relation, by the way? So relation is a set of ordered pairs. What about function? Functions, it is a relation in which each element of the domain corresponds to exactly one element of the range. So we need to remember that we can only say it is a function if the domain corresponds to exactly one element of the range. So function can be represented in 4 different ways. First, a table of values. Second, ordered pairs. Third, by a graph. And lastly, by an equation. So those are the different ways in representing whether it is a function or not. Again, we have a table of values, ordered pairs, so this one, the graph, this one, and of course an equation. So I'll give you examples. First, which of the following relations are functions? So it could be represented using an ordered pair. So let's have this example. Relation F has a set of 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 6, 5, 6. Relation G has a set of 2, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, 3, 7, and 4, 8. Relation H has a set of 2, 4, 3, 7, 4, 10, and N, 3N. So which of the three here is a function based on the definition of a function? And every element of the domain corresponds to exactly one element of the range. So let us try to see here in the relation F. Is this a function? Relation H? Yes, it is a function. Why? All you need to do is to simply look at the first values of the ordered pairs. So the x values here is 2, 3, and 4. So walang may nag-repeat. Therefore, it is a function. What about the other two here? The relation F. Is it a function or not? Try to look at the x values. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So walang may nag-repeat. Is this a function or not? Yes, it is a function. What about the relation G? The relation G has x values 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4. So nag-repeat si 2, 2, and 3, 3. Therefore, it is a... Yes, it is not a function. Very good. So I hope that it is clear with you on how to identify functions using ordered pairs. So again, all you need to do is to simply look at on the x values. If there are numbers the same in the x values, that is not a function. Okay, so now let us try to determine whether the relationship given in the mapping diagram is a function. So for a mapping diagram, we have an input and output. So for input, we have 0, 5, 10, 15. While output, we have 10, 20, 30, and 40. So in every input, there must only correspond to one output. So we have 0, 10, 5, 40, 10, 20, 15, 30. So dapat yung input hindi po siya nare-repeat or hindi po siya gagamitin twice. So if you could notice, 0 once lang po siya ginamit kay 10 and it has an output of 10. 5, 40, 10, 20, 15, 30. So that means that this mapping diagram represents a function. Very good. Example. Determine whether the relationship given in the mapping diagram is a function. Another inputs and output. We have 1, 2, 3, 10, 15, 20. So 1, 10. 2 has an output of 1 is an output of 20. 2, 20, 3, 15. Now what have you observed? Yes. Si 1 sa input, ginamit siya sa output na 10 and 20. So that means that this mapping diagram is not a function. Next, let us have using vertical line test in order for us to determine whether the graph is a function or not. So what is a vertical line test? Vertical line test is a graph represents a function if and only if each vertical line intersects the graph at most once. So here is the example of a graph. So we will determine whether this graph is a function or not using a vertical line test. So this one is a graph and the blue one is our vertical line test. So using the vertical line test, as the definition says, it must only intersect the graph at most once. So here, trying out this one and this one. So it touches only 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. It means to say that this graph is a function. Very good. Next, on the right side, we have this graph circle. To test whether this graph is a function or not, we are going to use a vertical line test. Now, to check using the vertical line test, so there are 2 points touches the graph. It means to say that this graph is not a function. Next, which of the following graphs can be the graph of a function? So for the number 1 in the left, or letter A, what do you think is that? Is it a function or not? Let's try it out. Yes, it is a function, because if you are going to draw a vertical line test there, it only touches the points once. What about on the right side? This one. Try to draw a vertical line test here. So, ilang points yung matatamaan niya? Okay, twice. So, this is not a function. Very good. Next, which of the following graphs can be the graph of a function? For letter E and letter B, which is the function? Is it the E or the B? Okay, let's try this out. Okay, this one is a function, because if you're going to draw a vertical line test here, it only touches the points once. Okay, and the other one is not a function, because if you're going to try a vertical line test here or either here, it touches 2 points, so that is not a function. And this graph is what we call a linear function. Okay, next, which of the following graphs can be the graph of a function? So the same, that is not a function. Another is a function. Which of the following graphs can be the graph of a function? Another examples. Try it out. Okay, which is the function and which is not a function? Alright, let us check. That is a function, because if you're going to draw again another vertical line test there, so 1 point only lang ang matatamaan niya. What about on the other side? Is it a function or not? Yes, that is not a function, because if you are going to draw a vertical line test here, ilang points yung matatamaan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is not a function. So is it clear to all? Using a vertical line test in order for us to determine whether the graph is a function or not. Alright, now let's proceed to this. Which of the following equations describe a function? So how would you determine whether the equation is a function or not? So that's the example. Y is equal to 2x plus 1 over x minus 1. X squared plus y squared is equal to 1. Y is equal to 2x plus 1. Y is equal to square root of x plus 1. X squared plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. Y is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 2. Which do you think here is a function and which is not? So y is equal to 2x plus 1. Is it a function or not? Yes, it is a function. What about that one? Y is equal to 2x plus 1 minus 1. Let's check it out later. And that one, x squared plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. Yes, it is a function. Y is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 2. Is it a function or not? Yes, it is still a function. How about this? Y is equals to square root of x plus 1. Is it a function or not? Yes, it is a function. And x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. It is not a function. Why do you think so? Let's check first here. Let's go back here. Is it a function or not? Yes, it is still a function. And why is it that this equation is not a function? X squared plus y squared is equal to 1. So I will discuss to you why this equation is not a function. So I am encouraging you to upload or the apps, which is the Desmos, in order for you to simply write it down there, the equation, and it will come out the graph. So that's the graph of the following equations. So this graph or this equation, this is the graph. Y is equals to 2x plus 1 using the Desmos, and this will come out. And if you're going to draw a vertical line test here, okay, it only touches 1 point. So therefore, this is a function. And that is what we call linear equation. And linear equation is always in the first degree. So that is, again, a function. Next example. Y is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 2. So this equation is an example of a quadratic equation. And what is the graph of a quadratic equation looks like? So that is the one. It is what we call parabola. So that's the example of a graph of a quadratic equation. So this one is still a function, because if you're going to draw a vertical line test here, it only touches 1 point. So how would you know that it is a quadratic? So in order for you to know that the given equation is quadratic, by simply looking at on the highest degree, which is 2. It is in the second degree. That's the quadratic equation. So that's a function. Next, square root of x plus 1 is equal to y. So this is the graph using a vertical line test. What do you think is that? Is it a function or not? And this one, it's a rational equation. Y is equal to 2x plus 1 over x minus 1. So this is the graph of the rational equation. If you're going to draw a vertical line test, if you're going to look at this one, it is straight. And if you're going to draw a vertical line test here, you will say it touches a lot of points, but it's no. Because if you're going to zoom it out, hindi yan straight. Okay, it's not a straight line. So this is not, this is still a function. Okay, this is also a function. this x squared plus y squared is equal to 1, and this is what we call earlier that it is not a function. Why? So let us try to solve the y. So this is not a function. Express in terms of x. So this is the equation, the original equation, x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. Express in terms of x. So y squared will be left here, and the left equation is equal to 1 plus x squared. Okay? So y, extract the square root like that. So y is equal to positive negative square root of 1 negative x squared. Okay? So it means here that in every value of x, there are two values of y. So the result of this one is positive, negative, or there are two values of y. So in every value of x, there is always two values of y. If you're going to substitute any values of x here, there will have two values of y that you will get. So that is not a function. And that is the graph of this x squared plus y squared is equal to. So as I recall, so we have four different ways on how to be represented a function. So we have using ordered pairs, wherein you are going to check whether the x values is repeating or not. Second, using a mapping diagram. So dapat in every input ay mayroong isang output lang. And the third one is the graph. So how would you know that a graph is a function or not? Of course, we are going to use the vertical line test. So if it is only 1 point lang ang tatamaan sa isang graph, so that is a function. And if it is in equation, I am encouraging you to download a Desmos, that is an app, a graphing app, in order for you to check or visualize new if what is the graph looks like of the given equation. So now I'm sure that you have understand already about the different representation and how to determine whether the given is a function or not. So I want you to answer the following. Determine whether the following sets of ordered pairs represent function or not. So there, negative 6, 3, negative 7, 2, negative 6, 6, negative 10, 7, 4, 8, 2, 0, 1, and 5. Next, that 1, 9, 8, negative 1, 15, 5, 6, 4, 7, 7, 15, negative 10, 8. Next, negative 12, 3, 6, negative 14, negative 12, 8, 5, negative 11, negative 17, 0. So if you have their ball pens and paper with you, try to answer these questions. Number 4, 5, 0, negative 11, negative 15, negative 5, 9, 10, and negative 6. Okay, try to answer. So for number 1, it is not a function. Very good. It is not a function. Why? So, mayroong negative 6 na nag-repeat sa x values. So, it is not a function. Very good. What about number 2? Try to look at only the x values, the first coordinates. So, kung walang may nag-repeat na number, that is a function. Kung may nag-repeat, that is not a function. So, here for number 2, what's the answer? Very good. It is a function. What about number 3? Never mind the y values. Simply look at on the x values. Negative 12, 6, negative 12, 5, negative 17. May nag-repeat ba na number? Yes, there is. The negative 12. So, kung may nag-repeat na number, what is that? Is it a function or not? Yes, it is not a function. Number 4. 5, 0, 5, negative 11, negative 5, and 10. May nag-repeat o wala? Wala. Therefore, it is a function. Very good. Next question. Determine whether the relationship given in the mapping diagram is a function. Let's have the input and the output. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1 to 2, 1, 1. What do you think is that? Is that a function or not? And the other one, JOANL, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like that. Oh, so for this one, it is not a function. Kasi nag-repeat si input or the x values. 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. Therefore, it is not a function. While here, x to y. So, j to 4, o to 4, a to 4, n to 4, and l to 4. So, this is a function. Kasi, yung y yung nag-repeat, hindi yung x. Is that clear? Okay, good. Next, state whether each graph represents a function. That's the graph. So, in order for you to determine whether it is a function or not, you're going to use a vertical line test. So, draw in any of the, okay? So, is it a function or not? It is not a function. How about this one? It is a function. Very good. Which of the following equations describe a function? Y plus x squared is equals to 6. Y squared plus x squared is equal to 9. So for number 1, it is a function. What about the last equation? Y squared plus x squared is equal to 9. Yes, it is not a function. Very good. So I hope that you have learned something from this lesson today. And thank you very much. See you in my next video. God bless everyone and be safe always.